The cry of freedom on a brisk May morning in 1810, Buenos Aires awoke to a charged silence, as if the very air trembled with expectation. The cobblestones echoed with hurried footsteps of men and women whose faces, alight with hope, pressed toward the Plaza Mayor. Above them, gray autumn clouds seemed to mirror people's doubts and dreams, yearning for more than obedience to a distant, absent king. Through the throng strode Manuel Belgrano, his gaze unwavering, his heart burning with the fire of liberty. At his side walked Marino Morno, his pen sharpened like a blade, whispering of justice and rights. Nearby, the young rebel from Tucumán, Bernardo de Monteagudo, felt the fire of independence thundering in his chest. He knew that day might mark the first chapter of a new story for his homeland. From the river drifted whispers of freedom. The French Revolution had kindled the spark of human rights, and across the Americas those ideals swept like an untamed wind. Monteagudo, impassioned and unyielding, had filled his newspapers with fiery words, defying colonial rule and demanding liberty for his people. Though young, he grasped that freedom was not only a right but a burden, a path requiring courage and sacrifice. Inside the Cabildo, debates raged. Cornelio Saavedra, president of the Junta, weighed the voices of Belgrano and Morno, who demanded a government of their own, unshackled from the Spanish crown. Far away, San Martin prepared for the titanic crossing of the Andes, his warrior's spirit already casting its shadow over the patriots of May. Monteagudo, ever daring, turned to the clusters of young men at the street corners, setting their hearts ablaze with his words, "Freedom, brothers, no longer shall we bow to distant kings. Let our voices crash like thunder across these lands. Let Tucumán, my homeland, and all of South America rise for justice and dignity." The crowd erupted in acclamation. At that moment the bells of the cathedral pealed, tolling the end of Spanish dominion. The doors of the Cabildo swung open, and with them the hopes of a free people. On May 25, 1810, the first national government was born, lighting the path toward independence, which 6 years later would be declared in Monteagudo's native Tucumán. Beneath the sky slowly clearing, a free nation emerged, forged from words, courage, and an unquenchable passion for liberty. The heroes of Maine, Monteagudo, Belgrano, and San Martin became the architects of a new fatherland, where the dream of freedom took flesh. And so, generation after generation, the echo of their voices endures, reminding us that freedom is not a gift but a daily labor, built with every act of courage and justice.